Haven't been around the racing so long. I know it is, and I tell you, these guys all deserve a big pat on the back to make this tonight and to put on the show for us all. So I just hope that they all win and all do a real good job and come home safe.
Pace car pulls in the rear pit gate entrance. We are ready to go with the Arby's Grand Prix 100. Tony Pafumi and Bill Sharkey in the front row. It is Eric Lewis and Randy Ritskes in row 2 off the corner. Green flag is out. Nice start. And Tony Pafumi has the advantage. 52. Bill Sharkey sets in second. Randy Ritskes moves up on the outside to take over third. They come around now to complete lap number 1. Gary Morton looking for room. Quickly in number 70. Morton started back in 12th. He has moved up to 9th relatively quickly. Meanwhile, Cliff Graves going to work on the outside of the track in the number 38 Bellinger on the inside. Coming around to complete lap number 2. Bill Sharkey running second. Randy Ritskes is third. Bellinger and Graves run side by side for fourth. Look at the move by Muldoon on the inside. He's shot by 2 cars on the inside of the track. In the number 5, Muldoon on the charge, trying to move up. Pafumi setting the early pace, running relatively slow, 18-4. Bill Sharkey right behind him. Boy, a shuffle going on. About 5 cars back into the pack. Little banging and thumping. They all straighten out. Here's Pat Abold coming to the inside. And in Bellinger now moves up underneath the 52 of Sharkey and goes right after the 24 of Pafumi. Pafumi on the outside. Bellinger the inside. They come around to complete the lap and a new leader. Eddie Bellinger in the 0-2. Bellinger has taken the lead. Pafumi now running in second. Sharkey is third. Ritskes runs fourth. Then it is Cliff Graves. The 5 of Mike Muldoon on the outside. Loses a spot out there. Drops back a notch. Getting ninth was the 05 of Abold. And boy, Ritskes had a back out in turn 1 as Sharkey slowed ahead of him. Everybody kept it going. That's a familiar scenario that sets up some banging and usually some spins, but somehow everybody kept it going straight. Bellinger out in front. He is running 17-7. Tony Pafumi in second, but he trails Bellinger by just over a second. Bill Sharkey, the 52, runs third. 38, Cliff Graves is in fourth. Randy Ritskes in the 3, rounds out the top 5. And it's Mike Muldoon and Abold. The 1 of Mike Ordway, Eric Lewis, and the 70 of Gary Morton. They are the top 10. Then Eric Lewis and Bentley Warren, Danny Soule right behind them. 53, Diehl Sharkey goes to the pits. Sharkey out of the way of the pits. Pafumi goes high in turn 1. And boy, does he get freight trained. 3 drivers go by him. The 52 of Sharkey, 38 of Graves, and the 3 of Ritskes all going by the 24 of Pafumi. Here comes Muldoon. Bentley Warren rides as low as anybody possibly can into the first turn, trying to pick off the 98 of Terry Johnson. Meanwhile, out in front, Eddie Bellinger trying to get away. Runs a 17. Is in second now, and Graves trying to close the gap. He trails Bellinger by a second and a half, but he had the quickest car earlier tonight. In third, it is Bill Sharkey. Sharkey running third in the 52. And the 24 Pafumi is now sixth. The 1 of Ordway running in 7th. 05 Abold, 70 of Morton, 8th and 9th. And Bentley Warren in the number 29. Trying to move up and is just out of the top 10. It's Pafumi, Ordway, Morton, Abold, and now Bentley Warren getting underneath to pick up the spot. Eddie Bellinger out in front in that 0-2. Cliff Graves is catching it. Graves has cut the lead substantially. He now trails Bellinger by just 1 second. He has knocked a half second off the Bellinger lead. Cliff Graves running in second. Bellinger out in front. Graves is second. Sharkey, Ritskes, Muldoon and Ordway sixth. Then it is the Pafumi seventh. Morton in eighth. The 05 of Abold and the 29 of Warren round out the top 10. Cliff Graves looking for his first ever win here in Oswego. Unfortunately, the lap victory would not count as a complete win. But Cliffy Graves showing he's the guy to beat right now as he roars by Bellinger and now just walks away. He turns in a 17-3 and already has a 7/10 of a second lead. Bentley Warren moving up the field, as is Danny Soule, as one car, a spin down in the corner. The 2 of Hawksby and the 88 Brubaker. Brubaker spun. The Colonel got into the side of him. I don't think a lot of damage done. But it will bring out the yellow flag. Brubaker spinning here in lap number 23. Brings out the first yellow flag of the race. Cliff Graves, who's the new leader. Eddie Bellinger will be running second.
Of the 88 of Mike Brubaker. Hawksby out a little bit shaken, but he looks okay now. As
Cory got thrown back in. So the front 7 cars are all on the lead lap. Then the 57 of Buddy Diehl is a lap down, and then you got more cars right behind him that are still in the lead lap. They hit the stripe. Green flag is out over in turn 2, 3, whatever turn that was, coming down the front chute. And the 3 of Ritskes looks underneath. He can't find room. Here's Bellinger on the outside of Cliffy Graves. And boy, Bellinger has it cranked sideways as he got outside of Graves, and Graves came out on him a little bit. That caused Bellinger to back out, and finally they all get it straightened around. Here's Ritskes on the inside, but Ordway on the outside. And Ordway running tough as the 05 of Abold works to come by the 57 of Diehl. 01 Jeff West now working on him as well. Here's the lead down the front chute again. It is Cliff Graves and Bellinger breaking away from the 52 of Sharkey as the 1 of Ordway goes to the outside of Sharkey. He can't get by. Sharkey moves out and blocks him out there. Ordway is running in 4th, rounding out the top 5, the 3 of Randy Ritskes. Then right behind them, in 6th, the 70 of Gary Morton. And now the 1 of Ordway gets by the 52. Ritskes moves to the inside as well. He goes by, and Bill Sharkey falls to 5th, right in front of the 70 of Gary Morton. Your race leader, 17-7 on the last lap, and comes back with a 17-5. That is Cliff Graves, number 38. Bellinger in the 02 running in second, but dropping back just a little bit off the pace. Trails now by about 5 car lengths. Mike Ordway has moved up to 3rd. Running 4th is Randy Ritskes. Bill Sharkey is 5th. Gary Morton in 6th. Tony Pafumi battling with Danny Soule for 7th. Soule goes by. Now Bentley Warren goes by to take over 8th. A car in trouble down here in the corner going into the inside in turn 4. It is the 2 of Hawksby. Hawksby coming out on the track into the pits in the Enright Roofing number 2. He continues to go laps down. Out in front, the 38 of Cliff Graves. He is building up a lead lap after lap. 17-37. That was the fastest lap of the week. Cliff Graves is the leader. Eddie Bellinger running in 2nd. Mike Ordway back off the pace 3rd. Randy Ritskes is in 4th. And rounding out the top 5 is the 52 of Bill Sharkey. 55, Roger Clark trying to stay into the inside of the track. Jamie Moore now, the 44, starting to make a run. Moore moving up through the field. Passing flag out again for Buddy Diehl. Eddie Bellinger had closed a little bit of ground on Cliff Graves. Now is dropped back off the pace again. As Graves has built his lead back up to 3/4 of a second. 31 laps are done in the first 50. The first 50-lap segment. Here is Buddy Diehl now, going to become a lap car. 17:65 the lap for Cliff Graves. Diehl goes 2 laps down. Bellinger roars by him on the outside. Mike Ordway continues to run third. Randy Ritskes fourth. Bill Sharkey fifth. Gary Morton right now running in sixth. Behind Morton in seventh is Danny Soule. Bentley Warren eighth. Mike Muldoon has worked his way back to ninth. And Eric Lewis is running in 10th. Lewis in the 28 rounds out the top 10. Cliff Graves out in front once again, pulling away from Bellinger as Graves builds his lead back up to almost a second and a half. The deuce of Hawksby back on the track. 55 Roger Clark pointing his hand into the pits. Roger Clark says he's had enough for now. He's going to take the 55 in as Todd Stowell goes by him on the outside. The 13 of Graves moves in on Stowell. Meanwhile, Bentley, the 44 of Jamie Moore, getting by Tony Pafumi as Pafumi had a little bit of a problem. Here's your leader, Cliff Graves, going by Stowell. And the deuce of Joe Hawksby. Hawksby headed for the pits again. Eddie Bellinger running second, but Bentley Warren, the number 1 of Mike Ordway, has closed a tremendous amount of ground, and Ordway right on the rear deck of Bellinger now. 17-6, also closing in the 3 of Randy Ritskes. Bellinger has slowed down tremendously. He is hanging on to second. 37 laps have now been completed. 13 remain here in the first half of the Arby's Grand Prix 100. But Cliff Graves continues to dominate this race. And in fact, he has pulled almost over 2.5 seconds ahead of Eddie Bellinger now. Bellinger running in second, but absolutely not a factor. In fact, he is backed up as Mike Ordway and Randy Ritskes are now right on him. Bellinger opens up a little bit more ground now as he starts to get away from Ordway. Ordway had closed right on his rear deck. Now Bellinger trying to pull away. 17:56. The last lap for your race leader, Cliff Graves, is in front. Gary Morton has now moved into the top 5. Morton running in 5th. Ritskes working on Ordway for 3rd. Had a wheel underneath, then had a back out. Randy running 4th. Morton is in 5th. Then it is Sharkey, Soule, and Muldoon, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Bentley Warren gets underneath. He is running in 9th. And Jamie Moore rounds out the top 10. Then it is Eric Lewis and Terry Johnson, 11th and 12th. They're all in the lead lap. Passing flag is out for the 17 of Lair and the 57 of Diehl. Here's Ordway trying to get underneath Bellinger, using that lap car on the back straight, and both Ordway and Ritskes got underneath Bellinger. Ordway took the spot. Ritskes trying to hang in, but can't quite do it. Bellinger trying to fight back and finally does, but Ordway, using the lap car of Buddy Diehl, got by Eddie Bellinger. Bellinger backing out a notch. Here's your leader, Cliff Graves. Now moving in on Jeff West and Pat Abold. Ordway now running in second. Bellinger third. Ritskes is fourth. Gary Morton closing ground in 5th. Battle for 6th. Bill Sharkey and Mike Muldoon. They go 3 wide around the slower car in the corner, and a spin over there. Buddy Diehl on the inside as Muldoon did get through. They went 3 deep into the 3rd corner. And Denny, it's tough to go 3 deep in turn 3.
Yes, turn 3 does narrow down quite a lot. It's very difficult to go 3. There's marbles up top. It's a narrow turn. The wall comes up a little bit at that point, so really you can 2 wide, yes. 3 wide is really a tough move to make.
Freddie Graves, the designer of the Graves car, in talking to Bill Foley, you're watching the 2 Graves cars run out front. He said he's got a new one on the drawing board, and it's going to be a lot different. And Freddie has been the driver of some very innovative cars here at Oswego. Maybe we'll talk about that during the break, Denny, as we got the white flag out and the pace car in. We are ready to go back to green flag racing. 6 laps left in the first half here. Look at Gary Morton on the outside. Morton trying to come by. Ritskes comes to the inside as Bellinger working on Cliffy Graves. They are side by side into the third turn. Ordway puts his foot into it, and as Norris said, stayed in it just a tad longer. Now coming out of fourth, Cliffy trying to run on the outside. Ordway takes the lead. Cliff Graves running in second. Bellinger right there with him third. Gary Morton has worked his way to fourth. Randy Ritskes running fifth. Mike Muldoon is sixth. They are right together. Coming around, 4 laps to go in the first half. Danny Soule trying to close up in seventh. Jamie Moore running eighth. Bentley Warren is ninth. Terry Johnson rounds out the top 10. Your leaders, Mike Ordway, Cliff Graves, Eddie Bellinger, Gary Morton, and Randy Ritskes, the top 5. 3 laps to go in the first half. The spin in turn 4. Looks like the 0-1 Jeff West. Also, that is the Tony Pafumi 24. Tony on the outside of the track. Jeff West right in the middle of the fourth turn. And everybody made it through okay. They'll just go around one more time. One of the trackers. So 4 laps to go. As we talked about Gary Morton. Keep your eye on him running in fourth. Pafumi set to come back out of the pits. There's the green flag, and right away Morton comes to the outside. Bellinger holds him off out there. Ritskes made a run as well. Muldoon on the outside. Ritskes trying to hold him off. Bellinger trying to get underneath Cliffy Graves. Down the back chute, Ordway pulls away. Ordway is the race leader. Cliff Graves running second. Boy, they go by the 24 of Pafumi, who just came out of the pits. Pafumi goes a lap down to the leaders. Bellinger working on Graves, in turn being worked on by Morton. Bellinger now trying to get underneath Graves, going into the third turn. Cliffy on the outside, Bellinger the inside, and Ritskes gets back by Morton. Randy Ritskes retakes fourth. Morton falls to fifth, but Morton right back on the inside of Ritskes. It is Mike Ordway pulling away in front. The 38, Cliff Graves, running in second. Eddie Bellinger third. White flag for the end of the first 50. Randy Ritskes and Gary Morton fourth and fifth. Mike Muldoon sideways in the corner, and he takes out the 32 of Danny Soule and brings out the yellow flag. Go back to the last fully completed lap. It is lap 48. Muldoon got crossed up in the corner over here, Dennis. And unfortunately for Danny Soule, the wrong place at the right time.
That's all it was, too. He just plain was in the wrong place, and that's where racing luck takes place. And it's unfortunate. He did quite a lot of damage to his race car. It wasn't Mike Muldoon's fault. He did get crossed up, and unfortunately, Mr. Soule just was in the wrong place.
Green flag is back out on the track. 2 laps to go. Ritskes going to make a run at Bellinger. Boy, he gets out of shape. Tries to gather it up and finally does, but he was all over the track down here. And Tony Pafumi has the trouble with the 24 as well. He is on the inside of the track. Boy, action all the way around. They finally sorted out. Here is the white flag. 1 lap to go. Cliffy Graves in front. Abold making a charge in the 05. Morton trying to come by. Bellinger making a run, and Graves. They'll come around to complete the 50 laps right here. It's going to be Mike Ordway in front. Cliff Graves second. Eddie Bellinger. And boy, they both just managed to stop down here. Cliff Graves got second, Bellinger third, Ritskes and Morton fourth and fifth. Pace car is in the rear pit gate entrance. Mike Ordway, the leader, in the number 1. Green flag in the corner, and look at this. Gary Morton right underneath and on by. Morton takes over second on the restart. Pat Abold trying to get to the inside down here in the corner. Now Muldoon on the outside of Ritskes. And that right rear does not seem to be any problem for Mike Muldoon here in the early going. Out in front, it is the number 1, Mike Ordway. Muldoon skates a little bit, though, down here in turn 3. He has taken over third as Randy Ritskes falls all the way back to 5th on the restart. Now Muldoon working on Gary Morton for second. Mike Ordway is the leader. Gary Morton running in second. Mike Muldoon is third. 18.5 the laps here on the restart. Not all that fast as your leader. And now here's Muldoon underneath and on by Morton going into turn 3. Mike Muldoon takes over second. Muldoon in the runner-up spot in Abold. Now going to work on Morton. Pat Abold is running in 4th. Randy Ritskes 5th. Jamie Moore is 6th. The top 6 nose to tail and all in the lead lap. And they are all chasing Mike Ordway. Ordway, the number 1, out in front. First time. Last lap was 18 seconds. Now in 18.3. He is not that quick here in the early stages of round 2. Meanwhile, the 05 of Abold has gone by the 70 of Morton. Roger Clark about 35 laps down, ready to come out of the pits. Muldoon is chasing down Ordway. Ordway that lap in 18.1, and here comes Muldoon. He is right up on Ordway. Muldoon, the yellow flag is out. A spin down in turn 1 between 1 and 2. It is Tony Pafumi. Ordway setting a slow pace, real slow. There's the green flag. They start looking for room right away as Abold comes to the inside of Muldoon. He can't get through. That was the only real move here at the start. He's going to try it again. Again, Muldoon cuts him off at the pass. Now Randy Ritskes working on the 70 of Morton. Moore on the outside of Ritskes. Moore now trying to get up to the top 5. Down the front chute, the lead belongs to the number 1 of Mike Ordway. 18.6. That car is not running well at all compared to what it was doing earlier. Ordway ran like a bear early on, down in the low 17s. Now he is having trouble getting out of the 18s. Here's Jamie Moore looking to the inside again. That lap in 18.3 for Ordway. Ordway, the race leader. Muldoon is in second. Pat Abold, Gary Morton, and Randy Ritskes, the top 5 with Jamie Moore right there in 6th and the number 44. The front 6 stay pretty well nose to tail as Ordway heads on to the lead. 7th is Eric Lewis, Bentley Warren in 8th. And we got a spin down in turn 2. The leaders all come together, and Morton makes it through. Gary Morton made it through somehow. I don't know how he did that. He went all the way around. He almost came to a complete stop, but got through. It is Muldoon and Ritskes are 2 of the cars over there. Here's the green flag. Gary Morton is the leader. Morton and Moore running 1-2. Here comes Bentley Warren looking underneath Eric Lewis, and Warren takes over third. Bentley Warren in the number 29. Ordway already picks off 4 cars as he is quick. But Muldoon is not. The number 5 does not look real fast here on the restart. He may be just trying it out for a couple of laps to see how to handle it. But the 5 of Muldoon back here at the rear of the field and not running well at the moment. 19 seconds, the takeoff lap for the 70 of Gary Morton. Now we'll wait and see what the real story is as he comes around this time. Morton in the number 70, 18.55. So again, not real quick. Jamie Moore running second. Bentley Warren is third. And the cooler tires just not doing the job, at least for the moment. 2 guys up front, one who has never been to the winner's circle and one who has only been there 1 time. But Mike Ordway, charging his way back in the rear of the field, is now moved up behind the 98 of Terry Johnson and goes to the outside of Johnson, trying to get back up to 6. TJ holds him off 1 time. 18.37 for Morton. The last lap, he is out in front and pulling away as the number 1 of Mike Ordway works on the 98 of Terry Johnson. So far, he can't get by. 17:77, the last lap for Morton. So he is now trying to get the speeds down and has the hammer down coming out of turn number 4. Gary Morton, the race leader, 18 seconds flat again. Jamie Moore second, Bentley Warren third. Then it is the 28 of Eric Lewis and the 01 of Jeff West, fourth and fifth, followed by the 98, Terry Johnson, and the number 1 of Mike Ordway. Your leaders down across the stripe, 17-8 that lap, 64 laps now in the record books, running into lap number 65. Gary Morton taking the lead from fifth spot when the 4 cars ahead of him all came together and went off on the hook or got pushed in their pits for repairs. Morton a 17:88 that lap. Moore remains in second. Bentley Warren is still third. In fourth it is Eric Lewis, Jeff West fifth. Mike Ordway has gotten by Terry Johnson to take over sixth. Johnson running in seventh. Your leader moving up quickly behind the 5 of Mike Muldoon. Muldoon about to become a lap car. Ordway now working on Jeff West in the 01. And right ahead of West, the 28, Eric Lewis. But here comes your race leader off that 4th turn. And although he is not running all that fast, he is certainly pulling away from the rest of the field. 17:78 that lap for the 70 of Gary Morton. Ordway, boy, he really forced his way underneath Jeff West down here in the corner. A lead of 1.8 seconds right now for Gary Morton over Jamie Moore. 17:9 that lap. But Ordway has moved up behind Eric Lewis. He is running in 5th, working on Lewis. If they go green, he's got a tall order to catch the leaders. Passing flag is out for Mike Muldoon. Morton comes to the outside of Muldoon. Turns in a lap of 18 seconds flat. Gary Morton in the number 70 is the leader. Mike Ordway may be the fastest car on the track, but he is over 4.5 seconds behind the leader. 70 laps down now, 30 remain, and it really is a matter here of how long they can stay under the green, what kind of a disadvantage Mike Ordway is at in catching the leaders. 18:37, the last lap for Morton. Gary just kind of stroking it out there. His lead over Jamie Moore is now 1.25 seconds, so it has been cut a little bit. Moore in the 44. Bentley Warren, the 29, running third, 17:78. The last lap as we've got a car in trouble coming out of turn number 4, going into the pits. I believe that is Pafumi, who has had an abysmal night tonight in the number 24. 17:75, the lap again for the race leader, and he's got a 1.5 second lead. Meanwhile, Ordway comes by some of the slower cars, leading Jeff West, and the 98 of Terry Johnson and the 28 of Eric Lewis. Your leader is Gary Morton, number 70. Jamie Moore, 44, running in second, but about 1.5 seconds behind. Bentley Warren right there behind Moore in third. Then it is Ordway and Lewis, 4th and 5th. Now there are 26 laps to go. Checking the distance between Morton and Ordway. And right now, Morton is ahead of Ordway by 3.5 seconds. So Ordway has gained 1 second so far with 25 laps to go. Of course, he has to catch and get by Bentley Warren and Jamie Moore before he'll be able to move in to put a challenge on the 70 of Gary Morton. They continue to run under the green. 75 laps coming around to complete lap number 76. Gary Morton assuming the lead when Mike Ordway ran into problems and collected Mike Muldoon, Pat Abold, and Randy Ritskes. The front 4 cars all taken out at that point. Morton doing a magnificent job to wind his way through the wreckage to take over the lead. Jamie Moore is now catching Morton, however. Morton turned in an 18:25, and Moore has cut the lead in half. He trails now by 0.8 seconds. I don't know what the problem is. Could be tires, could be the wing on the number 70. But Morton trying to hold on, but Moore reeling him in quickly. 17:99, the last lap for Gary Morton. Jamie Moore moving in on him. Morton looking for his first win. Moore looking for his biggest win. They combine the 5 of Muldoon, the 17 of Lair. Bentley Warren running in third, and Mike Ordway has caught them all up. 18:45 that last lap for Gary Morton. They'll come around to complete lap number 70 now, and Jamie Moore is right there on the leader. Moore running in second. Morton is the leader. Jamie swings to the outside and on by as Gary slows right to a stop practically. And Gary Morton is going to limp to the pits. Jamie Moore has taken the lead. Moore in the 44 with 19 laps to go. And Gary Morton, if he didn't have bad luck, he would have no luck at all. Takes the 70 into the pits. The motor shut down on him. Meanwhile, Mike Ordway has caught up with Bentley Warren. 18 laps remaining. They're trying to put a lap on Danny Soule. Warren keeps Ordway pinned behind Soule and goes around him on the outside. Now here comes Ordway. Meanwhile, Jamie Moore out in front, starting to build up a lead. 17-7 that last lap, and his lead is almost 2 seconds. Just under 2 seconds with 17 laps to go. Jamie Moore looking for his biggest ever win, his second win here at Oswego. It'd be worth $4,000 to him. Running now in lap number 85. Jamie Moore down the back straight of 17:78 the last lap. He's got 3 lap cars between himself and runner-up Bentley Warren. Warren using the lap cars to keep Mike Ordway behind him. Now there are 9 laps, and the leader is the 44, Jamie Moore, the former Jimmy Champagne Supermodified. The Supermodified and really all of the rest of the cars in the field are based on. That is the car the rule book was written around. Here he comes down to complete lap number 92, 8 remaining. Jamie Moore running consistently around 17-7. Goes in between the first and second corner with a 3 1/4 second lead now. He leads by 3 1/4 seconds. They come 3 wide down the front chute. Jeff West trying to come by Eric Lewis. The front 6 cars remain in the lead lap. There's a battle going on right now for 4th, 5th, and 6th. And that is shaping up right ahead of your race leader. Eric Lewis is 4th, Jeff West 5th, Terry Johnson in 6th. Jamie Moore, 94 laps down, now 6 to go. He comes to the outside of a slower car, puts a lap on Cory pafumi. $17.78. Here's the battle right here. Bentley Warren and Mike Ordway. Bentley hanging on, 5 laps to go as Jamie Moore comes out at turn number 4. Now there are 4 to go. The battle for second as Warren hangs on. Ordway running in third. They go down into the first corner. Ben a little bit loose in the turn. Kenny Bell going wide. Mike Ordway running in third. Cannot get close enough to make a move at Ben. And now Ben finally pulls out a couple of car lengths lead. Passing flag for Bill Sharkey and the 98 of Terry Johnson. Bentley Warren in second with 3 to go. Mike Ordway running third. As your leader is now right up on 4th, 5th, and 6th. Passing flag, Eric Lewis is in 4th. Jeff West is 5th. 98, Terry Johnson is 6th. Moore goes by the other 3 slower cars of Muldoon, Sharkey, and Lair. On the outside, white flag comes out this time for Jamie Moore. Moore is right behind Terry Johnson. He's got a big lead here. He has no problem. He can just set behind Johnson and follow him on in. Jamie Moore about to pick up his biggest ever win, coming here for the Grand Prix 100 at the Oswego Speedway. And Jamie across in front. There is a happy guy. Talk about a bull buck operator. 17:88 his last lap. Jamie Moore the winner. Bentley Warren hangs on for second. Mike Ordway finishes third. Eric Lewis in 4th. The 01 Jeff West comes across in 5th. It'll be Terry Johnson in 6th. Here he is. the Arby's Grand Prix 100. Duane and Linda Ricks from Arby's at the Great Northern Mall coming down to make the presentation. A $4,000 victory. How about a nice hand for Jamie Moore? Jamie picking up his second ever feature event here at the Oswego Speedway in Norris. Really, after the 4 cars wrecked ahead of Gary Morton, and Morton had that problem himself, Jamie was never challenged.
You know, Jamie exuded a quiet confidence all night. I was talking to him in the pits beforehand, and I was kidding him, and I said, you know, we have a little game up in the tower. We pick winners, and if I pick you, are you going to let me down? He looked up at me and said, you go ahead and bet on me because I'm going to take home all the bacon tonight. But you know what? Even though I said he might be there, I still didn't pick him.
Yeah, but you did call him as the dark horse, and I can tell you, well, he sure did gallop to the win here. He did a beautiful job. Jamie did one heck of a job right from the start to the finish. Never got wild, never got out of control, just run a real good groove, just like the gentleman that built that race car. I'm sure he'd be very proud of him.
We're down here trackside with Jamie Moore. He didn't want to give back the checkered flag. Jamie, with about 20 laps to go, your former car owner, Bruce Budnick, came over and said, Jamie, you're going to win Jamie Moore's going to win this race. Bruce Budnick called that right.
Well, I don't know if Bruce was the first one or the PR person you have up there in the tower. He was down early. He says, now, Jamie, come on, we got a pool. Are you going to win tonight? He says, you know, I got you for the pick. I says, come on, what do you think? I told you I was gonna.
Jamie, how'd the race go?
Well, the feature?
The feature.
The feature went great. I was fortunate to miss a couple close calls. We called it right with the tires and set up naturally. God was on my side missing the accidents. You know, I feel sorry for anybody who sits in the pits. It's more fun being anybody on a track, but I've done there. This is the bottom line, isn't it?
It is, Jamie. It's only your second one here. Hard to believe after all these years. Third one, I'm sorry. Hit me. But everybody talks about the ghost of Jim Champagne with this car. Is this car haunted or what?
Haunted. The man was way ahead of his time. I always give him credit because here you got a 15 or 16-year-old car this year. The frame doesn't flex. If I get lucky enough to put it together for the Classic, it'll be last race you see the car. I've already got permission to restore it. I'd love to do it, but I don't want to give it up. I'm never going to compete against this race car. It's been too good to me. I've been able to learn a lot about chassis setups and playing around, and the way the night goes, I guess my tires lasted for the, what was it, with a 210-lap race tonight, or...
Jamie, you got the win. What's this mean to your team? Does this mean you'll be able to race a little bit more or not?
What this means is the same way we planned it. We're set a schedule this year. Unless we come up with a major sponsor to put a program together, we're going to stay with our limited schedule. I want to come here to win when I show up, and I proved it tonight. We were quick in warm-ups. We qualified through the heat, and we're here for the end of the race. I love to race every week. There's no maybe, but unless you have an engine program like Joe got this year, I'm not saying tires. I have no complaints. I am exactly where I want to be with my tire program. I'm not behind. I'm right on the money with it. I love to race every week. Bruce knows that I flew. I wasn't here much last year. I was spent the most time in New England. You know, I love Oswego. It's the hardest track to race on, and I want to stay here. I want to be competitive here. I want the Classic. I want the Classic for Champagne and for my crew and for myself, definitely. I've been close, and I'll be here this year.
Jamie, when are we going to see you again?
I think 3 weeks. There's a 10,000 to win, isn't it?
Okay.
That's about the right time. I need to, maybe by then I'll be all set, and then we will come back and dust everybody for a Classic.
Jamie, congratulations.
Bill, thanks a lot.
Jamie Warren, ladies and gentlemen, the third win of his career here at Oswego. You'll see him again for the $10,000 to win race. He got $4,000 tonight.
Well, the Kicks FM Up and Comer Award, $100 extra to Eric Lewis.